Now Matt looked at her. He tried not to look angry, but he couldn't believe this girl. How could she say this after the way he'd been treating her? She answered before he could ask. Because I was sure it wouldn't happen. Then you came along, and I thought we were, maybe I'm being stupid. What was last night anyway? Was it just nothing? Matt felt that sick feeling again. Heather was tearing up, and that tremble she had was like knives in his gut. He said, Listen, I don't want you to get the wrong idea, okay? My wife just died. I'm putting her ashes on the trail. I know that, Heather told him, the tears now dripping down her face. I saw you, and I think you got mad at me. I'm not mad, Matt told her. Then why are you treating me like this? Heather's question stopped Matt. It stopped her, too. It stopped the universe in one of those gift shop snow globes, the kind that read, The Moment When Everything Broke. Matt's heart closed tight. I'm not treating you like anything. If I led you to believe anything was happening between us, something did happen, Heather said. Her voice was as persistent as a rock. My wife isn't even buried. Something did happen. We just met. Something did happen. The way Heather screamed those words scared Matt back against the side of the tent. They probably scared any and every male critter for miles around. You made love to me. You kissed me. You made me think... I'm sorry. The words sounded pitiful, even to Matt's ears. But what the hell else could he say? Heather's voice came back just as quietly and as pitiful. I thought you were falling in love with me. I did. If she had more words, they were drowned by her tears. She just sat there, facing Matt, crying into her hands. Matt didn't know what to do. All he wanted to do was run away, but where would he go? There was nowhere to go, and everywhere. Listen, he said, trying to sound less like a demon or politician. Maybe we can talk this out some other time. Maybe after this is all over. I can get your phone number and we'll talk, Maybe you can come down to San Diego. You said you live in Sacramento, right? What are you talking about? Heather asked, her voice wet and unsteady. She wiped her face with her hands and wiped her hands on her shirt. This is it for me. Don't you get that? Matt didn't get that. He had no idea what she was talking about. He thought she was talking about her dedication to finishing the Pacific Crest Trail. But after you're done, I mean. After I'm done? Now Heather looked at Matt like he was a crazy person, and he felt he deserved it. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish, Matt. I had no preparation time. I had no money. You really should have. My mother just died, Heather shouted. She just died. All I had time for was to pack my backpack and buy a few things. The motel was throwing me out. I had no family. Then why did you do this, Heather? Matt's words were barely spoken when he realized just how wounded Heather looked. In her brown eyes, he saw a tortured little animal, and he knew he'd gone too far. Through her clenched jaw, her throat constricted with emotion, she told him, I have nothing. Can't you understand that? I'm not pretty. I've got 0 education. All my mom and dad left me were their bills. I have no career to speak of. I'm 32 years old, and I never even had a man inside of me until last night. She gave her running nose a snort. And he turned out to be you. She wiped her face again. You think your wife left you because you wouldn't go on a hike, Matthew? You think that's what it was? Well, let me tell you firsthand, she left you because you... Whatever malicious and justified words were intended next, she didn't say. Tears took her again. Not the loud tears of before, but the lost and anguished tears of devastation. Heather looked off somewhere far away, wept, and was silent. And Matt was stuck there. He knew why Diva had left him. He knew why she hadn't told him about her poetry. He knew why they had stopped making love, why they had stopped kissing, why every day just felt lonelier and lonelier. My wife died too, he whispered. He couldn't explain why he thought that admission might, perhaps, bring them closer, give them something in common. Even to his own ears it sounded like a cheap excuse.